inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher, unlock the fire in you, cause real women don't bitch, no, real women don't, 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 real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis.
All right, now welcome back. Hey, what's up with this whole thing about visibility with no conversions? See how I just came straight out the gate today asking my question? Last week, I literally had conversations with 4 different people, and no, they weren't all strategy sessions. Some of them were casual conversations with people that I know, and everybody was like, oh yeah, have you got Gary Vee's, latest book? And you know what, I've started a podcast, and there's this new app out there where people are basically podcasting from their cell phones. They're like, yeah, I've started my own business. I've launched my own podcast. And they're talking like all of a sudden now they're going to be rich and attract all of these amazing people. And it's like, no, that's not how it happens. And I want to talk to you guys today because I want to know if you guys are really working hard to be visible. And that's awesome, right? There are some people that say, hey, when you get out here, it's all about working smart, not working hard. You don't have to be on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram all day. And you know what, to be honest with you, to a degree, that's true. But anything that you start, usually you're slow at it. You got to get some momentum. You got to get some efficiency before you start moving swiftly. So understanding how to do a real follow for a follow on IG, really taking the time to see a profile when someone likes your page, when you're on Facebook, or sends you a friend request to go and peep out the scene. A lot of times you're not even necessarily sure what to look for, and it can take you time to do this. And while you're perfecting your craft of looking at the people that are connecting with you, that does take time. And a lot of you're like, oh, somebody responded to my post. What should I say back? As opposed to a person like me, as soon as I see something, I'm like, type. I could do a live video and people could have done like 40 comments, and I can respond to all 40 of those comments, and it won't even take me 5 minutes. But some of you, it's like, okay, well, I'm thinking, and you're too conscious about typos. It literally could take you all day, and 45 minutes later, you're still there. And so I just want to really emphasize that you can't just say don't spend all day on social media. The thing is, energetically and from a state of being productive, what are you doing when you're on social media? And unfortunately, this is where a lot of entrepreneurs fail, because you're visible and literally that's it. You've started a business, you barely have a name, you can't articulate the transformation that you provide to anybody, or you're scared as hell to go on the backside of instant messenger or DM them and say, hey, thanks for liking my page. By the way, here's a free opt-in. Hey, could you tell me a little bit more about your business? I'm glad that we've connected. And whatever it is that you do that then turns into a very fluid and flowing conversation that turns them into a client. You know, I love the fact that Gary Vee, he's on point. I absolutely love the dude. I love his personality, his no nonsense, tell it like it is, and really just not even give a fuck how he says it to you type of attitude. You guys that have been following me for a while, I'm like that, and I'm a woman. And so that doesn't bother me. What's bothering me is the way that people are choosing to internalize the information. And it's like you're thinking because you're visible that that's going to change the game. If you're a shark, you know, remember the name of the show was Shark Tank. You're going out there and you're getting it. You're not waiting for something to come to you. And that's the biggest question that I want you guys to ask yourself. Are you being visible just for the sake of being visible? This is not about a popularity contest. You guys are business owners. This is about positioning yourself to make money in your business. And yes, you want to become more and more visible because it's a numbers game, right? The more people see you, then the higher the odds are you're going to start running into your ideal client, or they're going to connect you to your ideal client so that you can start making money. So I have this thing that I teach my clients, and I call it CIA My Biz. Connect, inform, action. Connect, inform, action. And think about it. When you think CIA and the Bureau and all of these different organizations, you think people who know too much shit about you, right? You know, you see those movies like The Bourne Identity and stuff like that. And it's like, wait a minute. They can pull you up on computer systems. They know your favorite color, what you did in kindergarten, where you went to college, who's your ex-girlfriend, whether or not you did or didn't smoke weed in high school. They know everything about you. And I look at a lot of people that want to be business owners, and when it's time to connect with their ideal client, they feel like there is such a disadvantage because they don't know anything. And it's like, no, you do. You do know enough. You know enough to call that person out on the spot, actually, and convert them into a client. And you know why? Because people put all of their business on social media. And if you take the time to connect with people, then you're going to be able to see and hear and feel everything that's going on with them. As you start connecting with them and you see that they have a void that you can feel, then you start informing them, not telling them everything they need to do. Sure, you may tell them what, but you won't tell them how. Or maybe you'll give them a really powerful nugget that'll like really turn them on and make them say, wow, this person really knows their stuff. Maybe you do inspire some in the middle of all of this informing, but all of that should lead into some kind of action. An action to work with you in an intensive, to work with you on a more long-term scale, one-to-one, or in some type of boot camp or something. Are you CIA in your biz with all of this visibility that you have? Connect, inform, then action. A lot of us, we just breeze through the connect part, or at least we think we are, because we've made connections. I have this many followers. I have this many friends. But are you literally connecting with them? That's where you bridge the gap with that one. The informing process. A lot of you are not showing up in your business as the expert. You're not informing people about what you know. You're not letting them see that you are the individual that can help them. And then when you have these people that are basically crying for help because they're liking your post, they're watching your post, you're not calling them to action. I've literally called someone to action in the middle of a live video. I'll never forget. This is only one experience like this at this moment when this podcast is being recorded. But I remember a woman just listening to my video, and she was like, "You're right. That is what we do. We go through these slumps. We feel this way." And I was like, "Hey, I've been watching you. And, 3 weeks ago, you didn't say that. You were high. And then 2 weeks before, you were low. And then I keep seeing this up and down. And when you do post, people love you. They this, they that. And I'm like, you're better than that. And it's time for you to stop recognizing the fact that you're going up and down in a slump. you need to do something about it. You need a coach. You need to do this, yada, yada, yada. And I literally called her out in the middle of doing the live video. And she was like, you know what? You're right. And she needed that. And a lot of you're afraid to do that. But that woman needed that at that moment because it pulled her out from a very low place. And she's never been the same since then because, yes, there was a conversation that went from on that live video on Facebook to the back end and instant messenger, which then she converted into a client. And she's seen phenomenal results since then. What's the point of connecting? What's the point of informing? What's the point of using all of these outlets? You guys are running on and hanging on every word that Gary Vee has. You're on Snapchat, you're on IG, you're doing Instagram Live, you're doing Facebook Live. You got you a so-called podcast, no offense, on Anchor. Some of you went full-fledged and you started a podcast. But at the end of this is an expensive hobby where you're doing what you love. And just because Gary Vee said he didn't care if no one was listening, he doesn't mean that you're supposed to just be like, oh, well, I'm just doing this because it's my passion. I'm just doing this and I don't care if no one listens. I'm still doing it. Look, which one are you? Are you a business owner or not? Because you're supposed to do what you're doing and not be disconnected just because you don't have a certain amount of listeners. But nevertheless, you are supposed to be doing this to gain traction, to get to clients, to build your business. So no more being visible for the sake of being visible. Let's get out there and be visible and get conversions. All right, that's your nugget for the day. This is your girl, August Crenshaw. I'm out.
Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomen.don't bitch.podcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces.
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in